Hello, this is Viking Boy Billy, also known as VBB, and I just got a web camera so all 10 of you subscribers can see what I look like. There's probably less than 10 of you, but I just finished reading something called Gesar, which is an epic story. And I mean that literally because it is technically an epic from Siberian mythology. I think it's really sad that I don't like to generalize, but I think a lot of people aren't or know really like anything about Mongolian and Buryatian, the Siberian mythology and culture. They are actually a lot more sophisticated than you would think, and they go way back. They were in their prime doing awesome stuff like 5,000 years ago in the day of the Egyptians even. So yeah, this is in Central Asia, which is a huge continent. And what do people notice there? China and India. I've been reading a bit about Siberian history and geography, and it's actually very awesome and beautiful. There's this lake called Lake Baikal, which is one of the greatest natural landmarks of the world. You know, I never heard about it before doing the research, and it's very beautiful. And they have these taigas, which are woods, pretty much, and found some things that surprised me, like they had mooses and tobacco there. I thought that was pretty much just a North American thing, but I guess Central Asia had it too. Siberia, it's the home of the shamans and the shamanesses, and they live in these things called gurs, which could also be called yurts. It's this round house that you can take apart and move around, but it's not a tent or anything. And it has this fireplace in the middle and a smoke hole on the top for it. And that's where they would cook milk and tea and food. And they have this thing called Tengerism. And what that is well, their gods are called Tengers. In their mythology and the story of Gesar, there are these two different factions of Tengers. The 55 Eastern Tengers and the 44 Western Tengers. And actually there's this one Tenger, and his name is Tenger, and he is the father of heaven and the king of them all. But yeah, the 55 Western Tengers are the good Tengers, and the 44 Eastern ones are the bad ones. But it's not really black and white like that. The Eastern ones are kind of more like jealous and naughty. But there was this war between the Western and Eastern Tengers over who would get to marry this goddess. And the Western Tengers won that war, and as a result of that, 4 Eastern Tengers got thrown down to earth. And one of them, he got chopped up into 7 pieces before throwing him down. Because, you know, the good Tenger that killed him thought that would be the ideal thing to do before throwing him down to earth. And those 7 pieces of his body all turned into demons and started plaguing and poisoning the earth and killing people. And then when the 55 Western Tengers saw what was happening, they were like, oh crap, is that our fault? So, and they can't just go down there and fix it, because if a Tenger goes down to earth, they become mortal, and they can't go back to the land of the Tengers, and they would eventually die. But they have to get one volunteer to do it. And so, is it gonna be the guy who chopped that Eastern Tenger into 7 pieces and threw him down to earth? No, it's his little brother that volunteers to do it, of course. And that little brother happens to be Gesar. So he goes down to earth, and what happens is he has to get incarnated as a baby to some woman and be born there, basically. And he has a human father too, so it's like he has 4 parents: his human parents, and his Tenger and his Tenger family. And so I just summarized the really boring first chapter, and there's 9 chapters, and it gets more awesome from that point. Don't worry. But he basically, well, he becomes a hero, and he goes around killing the demons. And anything else I tell you is really spoilers. But let's just say the number 3 is really important. Yeah, if you like mythology in general, or like these ancient civilizations, you definitely like this. I know I did. Gesar is awesome, and in the video description I will link you to the website where you can read that, and you can also read some other some Buryat Mongol mythology. But there are like a couple of sequels to Gesar, but they're kind of, well, they're really short, and they're about his brother and his son, and they really fall flat. Like, they just like go around killing these monsters, and they kill a couple monsters and then get married, and then that's it. Yeah. So, yeah, that site was made by someone. It's a little GeoCity site that someone made, and it's kind of crude, but for some reason I find those kind of things charming, actually, you know. But don't just try typing buryatmongol.com into the address bar, because that would take you to a place that's not safe for work. And I have no idea why someone would make a porn site and call it buryatmongol.com, but that's what they did, so you gotta bookmark that link and click that every time, because the GeoCity crap in front of the word buryatmongol.com is just ridiculous and long. This has been Theology Time with VBB, and I'll see you again soon.